What up? This is Robert Ory.
Ory, three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Ory for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Ory from downtown.
You know, it's weird when we do a show and then you travel halfway across the country. We hang out, we have lunch, the whole show gets together, and then like 2 days later we do another show and you're all the way back in freaking California.
Something ain't right.
That's something, man. You got to get you back to the dirty South, man.
I know, man.
Miss you in the dirty. It is the Big Shot Bob podcast. That, of course, is seven-time NBA champion Robert Ory. I'm Rob Jenners. That's B-Dog Brandon Harper. It was nice to have you in town for a few days, man. We only got to see you on Friday, but it was good to have you here.
You know the funny part? I know you guys had to go back to work. I'm sitting and I had to go work. I'm sitting like, no, don't leave me. I don't want to go to work. I want to hang out more, catch up live.
Yeah, we were hanging out here at the Battery and just got to catch up for a little while, have a little lunch, and just chill out. But yeah, we were crazy busy on Friday, so
I know
it's just one of those days, man. I wish we had more time. I wish I could have just taken like the whole afternoon off and said, screw it.
I know it, right?
Go hang out.
And we've been like one of those commercials where, I wish the world, how that song went, and you start skipping around the Battery. We go out on a baseball field, we play some catch, and we run around
no. Your ass going to jail. You run out on that field. You get acquainted with the Cobb County Sheriff's Department real quick here, buddy.
And then you see trying to avoid the police, like doing all this and running away.
Happy music is still playing while you're trying to avoid the cops. Yeah. Exactly. How was your trip? You got to go see Mom for Mother's Day. That's pretty cool. How was Mom surprised? Was she happy to see you?
Yeah, she was very surprised. It worked out perfect because she was at home making breakfast for the great grandbabies, and I rang the doorbell, and she was like just screaming in surprise. And it was weird. My mom is kind of calm, but she was really excited. So I got to hang out with her. We played cards, went to church, went to dinner, and just, it was just. I don't get back to the dirty much, but it was a great moment for me just to go home and just spend time solely with her, just me and her one-on-one.
Good for you, man. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
It's good.
It's a little Mother's Day, Mother's time. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. It was crazy because we were talking about it, speaking of us hanging out at lunch. We were kind of like doing the show after the show's all posted show during lunch because I think the Jamal Murray news came down that morning.
Yeah,
that he wasn't getting suspended and he caught a $100,000 fine. And you said you didn't think he was going to get suspended.
Mm-mm.
I thought for sure, okay, maybe they'll give him a game. Maybe they'll hand him whatever it was, game 4. But no. NBA's like, we want the ratings.
Hey, and you think about what happened with Steph. Steph threw his mouthpiece into the stands that time during the playoffs. They're not going to do anything of that nature.
That doesn't feel like it's the same thing to me, though.
Yeah, well, think about it. Would you rather have a heat pack slide onto the floor or someone throw a mouthpiece that they take out of their mouth, slob dripping off it, and they ding you with it?
I don't want to get dinged with anything. Especially that a slobbery mouthpiece.
Both of them, if it not be the playoffs, both of them are suspension worthy.
Yeah.
They are, but the only reason I thought he was going to catch at least a game was because he threw it onto the court. And, God forbid somebody catches an ankle on that thing, slips, hurts themselves. I'm like, all right, that's
then
problematic.
He's suspended for 2 games.
Right, but you've drastically changed the series. And, I mean, that's the other thing, too. You could have hurt one of your own damn players.
Yeah.
What happens if Nikola catches the corner on that thing and busts a knee and then he's out or something? So that was the only reason I thought it was going to. Yeah, that's true. He'll bounce back. I shot horse steroids into my knee. I'm good. He'll be back in like 5 minutes. But that series swung back real quick. Man, that we were all like, oh, here we go, Minnesota. And, man, Denver went in and caught 2.
If Naz Reid is hurt, they're in trouble because Gobert cannot do it. He's so slow and clunky.
Amazing.
He plays with no force. I never seen a guy that big. And, let's be honest, Gobert looked like he kind of strong. He got the biceps. And he gets his little light ass thrown out the way by Jokic. He cannot. He plays with no force, man.
Hold on now. Wait. I know this is not the defensive player of the year we sitting up and talking.
Sure is.
Matter of fact,
he
wasn't my defensive player of the year.
No, I get it. No. I'm not talking about yours. I'm talking about just the He won Defensive Player of the Year this season, and he's won 4.
Yeah, total.
And,
Yeah.
and every time he wins, he gets exposed in the playoffs. And I don't know who these voters are, but I like to line them up and just ask them one by one, why? Why? Because he blocked shots? I was like, Wembanyama's defensive efficiency was better than him. So it's not about blocking shots. You should see, who was this? I'm gonna Google it. The steals leader of the NBA. I want to know who the steals leader was, who that was.
The steals leader.
Yeah, because steals and blocks are a part of
talking
defense,
about for this
right?
season?
Yeah, for this season.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a great question.
Yeah, and it's like they always look at blocks as playing defense.
But
no.
Chet was up there, Wemby was up there for blocks. Yeah. I think that Wemby had a good block average this year. I think there was probably a case to be made for a few different people.
Blocks don't mean defense.
Right, I
That's
know,
what
but I was very.
yes.
I have to admit, I was kind of surprised that he won.
I'm going to tell you why I think Wemby should have won it. And I understand that from a macro standpoint, you say, well, look at their record and look at this and look at that. Well, I mean, it takes more than just Wemby for their record to be good. Yeah. However, if you start looking at all of outside of blocks, which I think he was even number 1 in that.
I think he was, yeah. Or near the top.
His defensive efficiency in so many other different statistical categories were no lower than 2. Yeah. It was either 1, 1, 1, 2, 1. And there's so much footage out there, and I remember seeing this on social media. They put this out as in a way to tell people that he should have been defensive player of the year. There are so many guys, and you see so many clips where so many guys were taking the ball to the basket, clear layup. But it's the fact that Wemby was able to sprint back down the floor, he either changed the trajectory of the shot, or guys looked like they were going to take the shot and then ran back around to reset the offense. Like they didn't even put up the layup, or they didn't even shoot the ball, because Wemby is so long and he's so quick on his feet for a guy his size that he was able to get back into play and take away a shot or two. It's so many different things that we've seen from Wemby and his defense. Forget the offense, but from his defense, and then the numbers support it, that I just don't understand. Look, I know Rudy Gobert and the Timberwolves had the best record, or had one of the best records in basketball. Cool. This man has to be taken off the floor at certain points of time in the game. I don't never know Wemby having to be taken off the floor at any point in time in the game.
And Wemby, for what it's worth, averaged 3.5 blocks and 1.5 steals.
I was going to say, but De'Aaron Fox led the league in steals. Him and
I wouldn't have guessed
Gilgeous,
that.
Yeah, Shai Gilgeous
Shai
averaged
I could
2
see.
steals.
Yeah, Shai I could see.
But for me, I think, and I'm also thinking, when you think about defense, are they throwing rebounds in there too? Because Gobert led he was second in rebounds with 12.9. So I think sometimes they add that in there as part of defense, knowing those guys. Well, he averaged 3 blocks, and he averaged almost 13 rebounds. Yeah, they might throw that in there. But for me, when you look at Wembanyama compared to Gobert, if you put, let's say, Kyrie Irving, a shifty guy on the wing, he blowing right by Gobert, and then he's gonna score. He can blow by Wembanyama, but Wembanyama gonna block that from behind because he's gonna be able to
recover better.
Yeah, he can keep up with him and then block it. But Gobert. So these reporters need to stop making this dude defensive player of the year, and it just pisses me off that they look at block shots. I don't know if they rebound counts as that, but still though, he is not. He doesn't scare anybody defensively. Like you just said, Wemby scares people.
Yeah.
Gobert, no, he don't scare anybody.
And I think the main reason Wemby didn't win it is they looked at their record. That is literally the main reason why he didn't, which I think is very unfair.
But I think that plays a part.
It does play a part, but like Rob said, that's just one part. It's just like just looking at blocks.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about Wemby's up there in rebounds too. He may not be 1 or 2, but he should be up there in rebounds. Top 10. He's not?
Mm-mm.
Okay. But he's up there. We talked about blocks, but there are also other defensive statistics. Yeah. Statistical categories that he's either 1 or 2 or even 3.
Sabonis led the league in rebounds. Sabonis, Gobert, Anthony Davis, Joker, and Jalen Duran, or whatever his name is, from Detroit, who I've never heard of. Because we don't watch Detroit.
Detroit's sad. right now.
They trying to name one
Detroit
person
won
from
like
Detroit.
3 games this year, and they're picking at 5 in the draft.
Ain't that messed up?
They don't know what is happening right now in Detroit. They're like, wait a minute, we played like shit all year for that number 1 pick. We didn't even.
But here's the thing: is this year it doesn't matter if you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're gonna get the same player.
Oh, yeah.
There is no clear cut number 1.
And the crazy part about it is, when you look at the guys who were candidates for Defensive Player of the Year, Wemby, Gobert, and Bam, I think those were the top 3.
I think so.
It's almost like the Defensive Player of the Year award has kind of been like this it's like a perfect attendance award in a sense, where it's just kind of like, oh, Rudy is there every year, we just got to give it to him. He's in the category every year for whatever reason, but since he's there and we can't, quote unquote, make a case for anybody else, which you could this season, we're just going to go ahead and give it to Rudy, which is, I'm not taking away from the 4 that he has, but when Dwight Howard won 3, we know why he won the 3.
Yeah.
We
question it.
There is no question. I question a few of these Rudy Gobert Defensive Player of the Year awards easily.
Yeah.
A few.
Yeah.
That's all of them.
I won't say all of them.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not gonna say all.
So it is what gets.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You also had to say, like, I think maybe one he should have got, because you look at the entire league and you say who could have competed for it, who was a standout defender. Mm-hmm. And for me, that's how you look. I think like a couple of them he shouldn't have won. One of them should have been Bam's, I know. And I can't remember what year, but Bam has gotten screwed on that a couple of times. And so for me, I was like, come on, man. I don't like it.
The thing that throws me about the Gobert stuff, and you kind of said this and pointed it out last week, and it was on full display in games 3 and 4. They play so much. I don't know if it's slower, but they do not swarm defensively when Gobert is in the game. When he's not in the game, games 1 and 2, they were all over the floor. All of them. Every guy on the floor was like everywhere. But when Gobert is in there, it's like everybody slows down a little bit, steps back. And the defensive energy comes down tremendously. And Denver exploited the hell out of that in games 3 and 4, which is bananas to me, because if he's your defensive player of the year, is that the expectation that he's going to carry the load for us? He's fine.
Yeah, I think so, because like they think, we just we can. They didn't pressure up like they normally do.
No, not at all.
And send them to him like it's I don't know.
It was weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. We do have a lot of those series to get to. We have a lot of series stuff. This episode of the Big Shot Bob podcast is brought to you by our friends at BetterHelp.
If you're a regular listener to this show, you know I am big on staying healthy.
I know you're always in my rear end about it. Go to the doctor, talk to somebody, get some help.
Yes, you need to stay healthy, and that's more than just physical. It's important to be healthy mentally as well. When we keep stuff bottled up, it always pops up at the wrong time, and it's just bad for you. It's why I love our friends at BetterHelp. It's a safe space to talk, just you and a licensed therapist. Get it out.
Yeah, no, it's healthy to get it out. And I think we've talked about it on this podcast. Staying mentally healthy is huge. And I think a lot of times, especially in sports, we are guys that bottle up our emotions and we don't talk about nothing. It's like, get through it. So, you need somebody to talk to. Don't be afraid of therapy. It's really healthy. I'm a huge advocate of talking to anybody to get some perspective, and it helps you grow, helps you get better.
Yeah, and if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. And for me, that's the most important, your schedule, because we all have a hectic life. Mm-hmm. So just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with the licensed therapist, and switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. If you don't like them, switch them. Try someone new.
It's very convenient. It's very healthy. Give it a try. It could be for you. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/BigShotBob today, and you'll get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/BigShotBob. Speaking of stuff that happened late last week, do we want to talk about Shaquille?
Nah.
I will give you. So we talked about it at lunch that everything that happened with Shaq and Shannon Sharpe, and he was all PO'd. Shannon basically just said Shaq's jealous because he only won one, and Jokic just won 3, and that's why he told him on Inside the NBA, "Hey, you weren't my pick this year. I was hoping Shea was going to win it." I did want to read you Shannon's response. This was after Shaq dropped the diss track on him and all that stuff late last week. Over the weekend, we got this response from Shannon. "I love you, Shaq, but damn, you need to get some thicker skin. Don't take offense to everything, then just say stuff like 4 rings. That's an argument of a 10-year-old. No wonder Phil talked about how much he had to accommodate you and your feelings. With that being said, you're a generational whiner. This man-child needs therapy. You don't see any of his big man counterparts belittling previous and future generations. Just stop with this insecure, bullying, small dick energy. It's fucking embarrassing for a 50-year-old man.
Wow.
Don't forget you told me you're still illiterate and you can't last more than 30 seconds in the bedroom. That's why your ex-wife wasn't in love with you."
He didn't say that.
Oh, he 100% said that.
Oh,
on
somebody
Instagram
got to put the ether beat under that.
Oh my God.
He did not say that. I never saw that.
I'll send you the screenshot. Holy shit. Wow.
Well, that's the way you shoot back when
that's
you
personal,
can't when you can't rap back. That's the way you can shoot back.
That is some personalness.
That's wow.
He called him a generational whiner.
I'm not worried about that part.
Yeah, they ain't.
I know. That's probably the least of the shots, but the whole thing about there's just there's
illiterate.
there. Dude,
Damn.
illiterate, can't last 30 seconds in the bedroom. That's why your ex-wife didn't love you.
It's the why your ex-wife didn't love you.
That's the
thing.
one at the end.
Because
that's
you know
really
that's the thing
one
that
at the
came.
end.
That was the thing that was in the book.
Yeah.
That's the personal over the line shot right there at the end. He almost had a valid point all the way through, and I was like, okay, he's at least speaking. And then at the end, he just got real personal. But that was Uncle Shannon's response to Shaquille.
I think we've discussed this.
Furniture moving.
Yeah, sure is.
And I do have some thoughts on it, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
I don't like when people beef. It's, to me, it doesn't go anywhere. It just starts airing dirty laundry, and it just starts, making people pick a side. Because think about it. If I have to pick a side, I got to take Shaq's side because that's my boy.
Sure.
I've met Shannon a couple times. I love Shannon, but and that's what it boils down to. When you like two people, who do you have more love for? And it's just they need to just stop. Go break bread and call it quits, man.
For the sake of the conversation, can I just ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
And based off what you said, you're right, especially when you are speaking on things on a public platform, something that's going to go out.
Yeah.
When is it ever okay? And I guess it's probably a private matter. You say one thing in public and say another thing in private. When is it ever okay, even when it comes to somebody that you're close with and somebody is speaking on that person, and that person is saying something about the person you're close with, and you're thinking in your head, they might be right. Not saying we're taking the Shaq and Shannon situation out.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
When do you say that, dang, even though I'm closer with this person, what this person's saying ain't wrong?
Well, we all know the level that we have with each person in our lives. Like your level with, let's say John is 9. Your level with Ken is 32.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to go to Ken like, listen, I'm your boy. I do anything for you and I love you, but the nigga right. Excuse my language.
You Paul Pierce all of a sudden?
But to be honest, that's the way we talk.
That's the way we talk. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
And I'm like, and then, and it depends on if they trust you. But if you an idiotic dude that do dumb shit yourself, they're going to look like, no, dog, we got to do something about this. But if someone trusts you and believing that you coming from a good place and it's heartfelt, they might listen to you, but then again, they might not. So,
yeah, that's just one of the questions I had.
But I get your point. I understand what you're saying. Because at some point, you got to be able to pull someone aside and go, hey, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let bygones be good. But I adore Shaq. We all have a relationship with Shaquille, but he has very thin skin when it comes to this stuff. Like when you take a shot at him that he feels is unwarranted, he comes out swinging. He does not stop. He doesn't slow down. He doesn't stop to consider, well, maybe he meant it this way or no. He just starts throwing haymakers.
Even if it's something that he said out of his mouth before.
Yeah, and that's always how he's been. And you take it. And like my thing is too with the media. When you're doing stuff in the media, everybody takes shots at everybody. Like this is especially in sports media. Good Lord, we live off of the whole give me your opinion about this guy in this place and this position or this award or all that shit. So just you let stuff just roll off you. You have to. And he doesn't. And I love him. I love him, but he doesn't.
But to think about it, when you're a personality, there's so many things that's going to be said about you.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a person you kind of have respect for and is in the same playing field as you, when they say it kind of hurts a little more because that wave can travel a little bit further than just Joe's blow wave, so it hurts. And so you want to respond to that. And I just think all these dudes just need to just chill out. They should all learn from the Biggie and Pac thing. Just chill out. Say, yo, man, all right, you have to say, I have my say.
This right here,
squash it.
It ain't going nowhere. They'll squash it soon. I guarantee you they'll squash it soon.
Yeah, Shaq will be on Shannon's podcast.
I don't think so, man.
You don't think so?
I don't think they go because what Shannon just said.
Yeah, that
it got a little
part.
personal.
Yeah, that last part.
Like for me, it's gonna be 10 to 12 years before I'm gonna have to forgive that one.
Oh,
you know
wow.
what I mean?
Okay. I figured give it time, and one of them will be on one of the other one's podcasts in the next couple months, and they'll.
I'm a little petty when it comes to stuff like that.
Well, that did get a little personal, so I get it.
Now,
I get it.
Now that I think about it, before Shannon's statement came out, and before he went to that when he went that extra mile on that last part, I would have said that this would have mulled over soon. But you might be, I don't know about 10 to 12 years, but you might
Rob
be
holds
right.
A grudge.
Hey, Big Baby will be out of prison before this shit.
Wow. I love that we're using that as a gauge of time. Big Baby will be out of prison before, That's our barometer here.
I can't believe I missed that statement.
You got to send me that link.
I'll send you this. I'll send it to you. Yeah, it was posted on Instagram.
Jeez.
My goodness.
When was that? Do you remember? Does it say when
I
was
saw it
posted?
over the weekend. Here,
Okay.
hang on. I'll look it up real fast.
That's
let's see if
crazy.
I can send you a screenshot of it. It got. I remember reading it and I was like, "Oh, this isn't terrible." And then at the end, I was like, "Oh shit, this got really personal at the end. This got real
this
personal
is the season,
at the end."
boy. Everything is a catalyst off Kendrick and Drake.
Oof, oof, oof. All right, here you go.
Jeez.
Let me screen grab that. Send it to you boys.
I saw a clip where, Hartsfield Jackson International Airport caught one. Somebody got so frustrated they made a diss song about Hartsfield.
Really?
Yep.
Hartsfield caught a stray?
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, there you go. All right. So I just sent you the both of you the screen grab.
Take a
from
look
Instagram.
at it.
Holy cow! Yeah, it got a little personal. We did talk. Again, half of these conversations on the sheet this week are like stuff we briefly mentioned at lunch. Are you? Where are you on the officiating in the Pacers Knicks series? Because I know that Indiana's got. What did they sent in like 90 different plays or some shit to the league for review? It's an extensive list of things they've sent in for review. But that series is all tied up. We got a Game 5 tonight in that one. Game 5, by the way, Minnesota-Denver also tonight. This show's coming out on Tuesday. We got Pacers-Knicks Game 5 tonight.
This is crazy. If I was a betting man, because I called this one, I said, that's with the game being so early for the Knicks, they was going to get mollywopped because they didn't have enough time to rest. And people are like, why you say that? I said, that 4-hour span from playing from 3 to 7 is huge.
Yeah.
And them dudes came out like they were up all night long. I know they weren't because they just tired, man. So I think, here comes the Pacers. And, I wonder if the league going to do them a favor like they did the Golden Nuggets. I said the Golden Nuggets. I mean, the Denver Nuggets.
I was going to say.
And give them a three games in between the rest of their legs. Because think about how great Jamal Murray looked for resting 3 games and getting to that third game, or 3 days. Yeah. So, because they shorthanded big time. I think 3 major players not playing for them. But the calls, I don't want to say this, but, man, Scott Foster need to come sit down with us. Because you see some of the calls he make during these games, pivotal games, it's clearly like he says, "Oh, I need more work because the more games I work, the more money I make." Because there's some calls that he's been making. Like, how can you call that when it just happened on the other end and you didn't call it?
Yeah.
So it calls, but I don't think anybody's going to say anything about the Knicks call because it's tied up now 2-2.
No, I guess so. Where are you on the Brunson head throw? Because he's done that a few times in this series where I've seen him pull up and he throws his head back, into the player behind him if somebody's behind him. I've seen him do that 3-4 times where I've been like, oh, that's like him hunting for somebody to hit him in the head.
He caught someone. I thought you're going to see some teeth land on the floor.
Because he's caught a couple guys.
The league's going to look at it next year, and I guarantee you they're going to talk to him about it and reprimand him for it and try to get him to take that out because it's only 3 guys in this league now that get all the calls. I don't know when Brunson became one of those guys, but he gets all the calls. You see him just fall down?
Yeah.
Charged. Fall down again. I'm like, dude, come on. It's the NBA. You're going to get touched sometime. And then you see Shea Gilders when he goes to the hole. I'm like, damn, Shea get all the calls. And then Jokic gets all the non-calls. He literally threw Mike Conley into the stands, pushed him into the stands.
No call.
They didn't call a foul. And then someone come down and barely push someone, they call a foul. I'm like, that's just what Jokic did.
I think the one person who hasn't started getting those kind of calls yet is Ant-Man. Because
he's really physical, though. I think that's part of it.
He has not gotten anywhere near the calls that those guys have gotten.
Not yet.
And some of the calls that he should have gotten have been actually more egregious than the calls on the other guys. You know what I'm saying?
But I think that plays to the fact that he plays so physical and so forward, and he's always just jumping through guys and running through people that he's not going to get as many of those calls.
Yeah. The league has a history of this. You go back to Shaq, you look at LeBron, you look at all these guys that are physical. When they go to the basket and they get hit, it can be this much of a hit, they're not going to call it. And then the guys who are slim and slight, they can get this much and they get hit foul. Like Bronson gets called, Shea Gilders. Only guy that I look at sometimes, I'm shocked that he don't go to the free throw line more is Jason Tatum. He's one of those guys that goes to, I know he tries to do that old James Harden thing where he draws the foul, and that's probably why they don't call it. But he doesn't get any calls, but Shea Gilders gets more calls. Jalen Brunson gets more calls. And I think it has a lot to do with their build. Refs look at their build like, oh, we need to help the
He's not as physical.
The less physical guy out. Yeah. But Brunson's a little strong little fucker, though.
He is. He's a little ball energy, man. But so's Ant. So's Ant, man. They're built well. They're built strong. Well, you mentioned Shea. Thunder fought back. Got it tied up 2 apiece against the Mavs. And he was outstanding. He was really outstanding in Game 4.
Yeah, he fights to show you why he should have been the MVP. But for me, I don't look at what people do. I look at what people are not doing. And I'm trying to figure out why Kyrie not trying to score.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's hurt. He's not even – Kyrie, you need to take 20 shots a game, dude. I can understand that P.J. Washington's on, Luka's on, but no, you got to get more shots up, man. You're too good to not take 20 shots a game in the playoffs.
Yeah, because Luka has not played well. Mm-hmm. And see, this is the other part. To continue to solidify yourself as a superstar in this league, these are the moments that solidify you as that. These are the things, you do what you do in the regular season, and that's cool. You get paid what you get paid, that's cool, because there's a lot of guys that aren't superstars that get paid. You think the salary cap for that. But you can't, as a superstar, I understand we go through ebbs and flows, but as a superstar in these moments, when your team is needing you, because Kyrie has showed up. He showed up. And this is supposed to be Luka's team, not taking anything away from Kyrie because he's a dynamic scorer. But this is supposed to be Luka's team. This team cannot continue. They cannot elevate and push themselves and catapult themselves into championship contention if Luka is not going to show up. He can't have these games where it's just kind of like he's some form of an afterthought. Or he's a decoy, or he's whatever you want to call him other than him being Luka Doncic.
Throwing a lot of lobs.
I mean, he has to be Luka. I understand getting everybody involved, but if this team is going to be who they want to be, Luka got to be Luka.
Big time.
And he ain't been Luka.
Do you think he's hurt?
I think he's hampered.
Maybe a little hampered.
I think he looked in Game 4. He looked like he was moving real slow, especially down the stretch. Like the last 10 minutes, he just didn't look like. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it was hurt or hampered or what it was, but he just wasn't. He wasn't moving at a big pace. It didn't seem like toward the end of that game. But yeah, maybe, and maybe Kyrie's got something. Who knows? But that game that gets down to 5, and then the Celtics just. I think it's bad. I think it's bad time for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think it's been fun.
They had a nice run.
Yeah, it was nice having you this year, but Cleveland lost 13, Game 3, lost by 7 last night. Boston's up 3-1.
They battled though without.
They've hung in. They've hung in.
Yeah,
they have.
Think about they look.
Got to see Garland showing up last night a little bit. You know.
Yeah, you know why?
Yeah, because Spider was.
Spider didn't play.
He went out, so Garland got the ball a little bit, and they hung in. I mean, they only lost by 7, but they were down. I think they were down by like 10 almost the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I looked up, they were down 10, down 10, down 12, and then they'd cut it to like 5 or 4, and then they were back down 10.
Then Brown would come down, get a floater, dunk, layup.
Or just catch a 3 late in the game and drop one, and then go up 8, and it was just like, they kept. Boston just continued to push them back every time they got close. And that's what good teams do, man. They get you a little bit of a lead, and then they hold you off. And they just never let Cleveland get back in that game. And I think that's probably a wrap on that one. Nice having you, Cavs. All right, well, we got a couple more stories to get to. I've got some amazing audio of the week. We're going to give out our big shot. And then we're going to play around a shot clock. See how that goes. That'll be fun. Don't uh-oh. This is going to be fun. Uh-oh would be the next story on the show sheet. All this buzz about the Lakers looking at JJ Redick. And I know that Rob is not a big JJ Redick guy. And I know that in all reality, I think that he is not going to get this gig. He has no professional coaching experience. And now, yes, he's been close with a couple teams. I think he was close with Boston. He was close a couple other places with being an assistant. I would be stunned if the Lakers gave a guy with no professional coaching experience the reins of the Los Angeles Lakers with Anthony Davis and LeBron James still on the floor.
Hey, if they gave him the job, he better have all veteran coaches as assistant coaches, because he could be just a figurehead. He'd be one of those coaches you go and you sit there so you can look good in your suits and do the press conference. But other than that, no. And if they give him the coach, I might really consider turning in my resignation to Spectrum. Like, yo, Spectrum, I can't do it, man, because it's going to be another losing season for the Lakers. I'm out,
Wow.
I'm moving to Atlanta.
Well, no, we'd love to have you. I'm not saying don't do that. But that's a bold statement, though. Look, and I know you're not a big JJ guy. I don't think anybody. For me, too, it's like, for a guy that spent the last few years in the media talking a lot of shit about a lot of people, to then pick up the reins as a head coach of a team with a guy, by the way, LeBron James, who is a lightning rod for sports media, who you've probably said tons and tons of stuff about. How is he going to have any respect for you? Trying to draw up plays or lead an offense or put together a scheme. Like, LeBron's going to be like, come on, man. I heard all the shit you talk.
For me, it's the fact that, it basically boils into a Steve Nash thing. And I think when Steve Nash took the job,
it's a good comparison.
Brooklyn,
yeah.
No experience, and they were looking at you like, you get into a situation where you had to draw a clipboard or not, and guys are looking at you like, man, I played against your ass. I used to bust your ass. I'm like, I
watched Robert Ory send you into the scorer's table, man. I ain't got no respect for you.
Okay, hold on right quick. Yeah. Because I think if I'm looking at this in a certain way, we're getting into dangerous territory. And I'm not saying you, but hearing that last thing that you just said, it's almost kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Steve Nash played at a high level. Steve Nash is he in the Hall of Fame yet?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Two-time league MVP, right?
He had a respected career. Obviously, he never won a title, but he was pretty respected around the league when he played. His name, and he doesn't really have any, crazy stuff on his name. He's I would assume guys, respect him. And I know that he's never had any coaching experience. But if you're a current player, what do we do? Sometimes we look at coaches who've never played the game before, and we say, why am I listening to you? You ain't never played basketball before. You ain't never done this before. You ain't never hooped at the highest level. Then on the flip side, you got a guy who has hooped on the highest level, somebody who some of these guys are probably still, who are old enough in which they still remember him dribbling a basketball. And now that he gets a head coaching gig, you're going to have some guys sit up here and talking about they won't respect him because of who used to bust his ass or who used to play against. Like, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. The man has played at the highest level. He's a future Hall of Famer.
No, hold on.
You're talking about Steve Nash in this.
You're talking about Steve Nash? You're talking about JJ?
No, I'm talking about Steve Nash from the standpoint of
getting his fair shake.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Some guys, it's like they haven't played, and we don't respect them because they haven't played. Okay,
but here's the thing, I had a rebuttal with that, though.
You said what again?
Because you think about let's take another guard that played at a high level like he did.
Okay,
Jason Kidd,
right?
Who's the head coach now? But Jason went to be an assistant first.
You're right.
And then he worked his way up. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Just don't all of a sudden be thrust into, I'm the head coach. This is my way, the highway.
Right.
I'm saying work your way up to being the head coach. You know, it's like if you want to get a Chick-fil-A franchise, you got to work in Chick-fil-A before you get that franchise.
Right.
So work in the system and understand it. We just, a lot of times players are like, oh, shit, I can coach. Yeah, you can draw up X's and O's, but can you get player A and player Z to work together on the team?
Yeah.
How are you able to get guys to buy into your system? Because you can have a hell of a team if you don't get those players to buy in and listen to you. And it's not just the star player; it's the fucking players that know that everybody disregard. The guys like the 6, 7, 8 men off the bench.
Right.
Those guys to buy into the system.
Right.
If you get those guys to buy into something, you're gonna win. That's my whole point.
Was Steve Kerr an assistant anywhere?
Yeah.
Before he took
he
over,
he was assistant coach with Pop for a while, and then
Oh yeah, you're right. He was. Oh man.
No,
Okay.
I 1,000% agree with what you're saying, because I agree that even as a player, start from a certain point and go through the system, pay your dues and do whatever, and then hopefully one day you'll get an opportunity for your name to get mentioned in the head coaching carousel. Yeah. I'm just saying for some of those players, because there are some coaches who have done that, and players still don't respect them because they didn't. It's always something. Oh, you didn't play. Or you can't tell me this, or you can't tell me that because you weren't in between the lines.
Won.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So on the flip side, when you have somebody like Steve Nash, who had never had any coaching experience prior to, but he had ultimate playing experience. So there's a level of relatability there. And I always know that doesn't always translate to great coaching. I get it. All I'm saying is with certain guys got to be careful, because on one end, it's you got this coach who's paid their dues and deserves to be a head coach, even though he didn't play. There's a level of respect that he still needs to garner. So if you're not going to respect him, but now you got a guy who played at the highest level and was in the trenches, and you're not going to respect him, then what's left? Yeah. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. So we got to be very careful sometimes about what players have to be very careful about what they critique sometimes, because it's like, well, damn, what do you want?
Yeah.
Well, they want someone with some experience. That's why if from playing, I don't want no newbie coach to come in here when I'm trying to win a championship. If you're a newbie coach stepped into like the Charlotte Hornets, Charlotte Hornets, they ain't got no chance of winning. They're not gonna win it. They're not gonna compete. They're gonna just have a coach that's gonna be a stepping stone until you get a good team where you say, okay, let's give this coach a try. Because they just got a new coach. What's his name? Charles Lee. He played his dues on the sideline. He did everything. Now he's going to step in there. And once this team gets some draft picks and get good, I guarantee they're going to look. By this time, if he hasn't, the players don't fall in love with him, they're going to use him like, okay, we're going to move on to the next guy because, we got a better team and we want to bring in this coach who is, a known coach that can like lead us to a championship. And you think about now, and I'm not trying to shit on this guy that I'm about to talk about. But he's been mentioned for the Lakers gigs, and it's like, and I love this dude. He was my video guy in San Antonio. James, was it Borrego that coached the Charlotte Hornets?
Yeah, he was the former coach of the Hornets. Yeah,
I think they looked at him to be the next Spoelstra. He started out in the video room and he moved his way up. Mm-hmm. to me, he is not the coach for the Lakers either, because you think about this guy who probably could have won 6th Man of the Year, who got hurt all the time. We talking about Malik Monk. The way he played Malik Monk in Charlotte, Malik could have a 50-point game. The next game we won't play him. He caused Malik Monk to go freaking stir crazy up in Charlotte. And for me, there's certain coaches that you can't go into this system with an ego. You can't have that pop mentality when you go, because he's a pop guy. He coached he did his film on the pop, coached on the pop, now he has a job. You can't do this pop crap in this day and age, because these kids gonna be like, man, fuck you. Yeah. and then they have such a pull with the other players on the team, they're gonna say fuck you too, because that's my boy you screwing over. So it's just certain things that, certain coaches, they gotta have a pedigree before they step into that hot seat. Like if someone came to me and said, yo, I give you $10 million to coach the Lakers, I'll fucking do it. I know I ain't gonna last long. I know everybody gonna like me, but I'm gonna take the damn $10 million. So it's just crazy how this system is set up now.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So I guess that would be my question. What happens if the Lakers do approach you? Say, would you be interested in the gig, Rob?
I say hell yeah, because hey, first of all, I'm like, how much you paying me? I'm taking that gig.
So that's it. It's just about the paycheck. You just said you need to have some assistance experience, and you don't.
But I was just about
none.
to say that I don't have any, but I damn sure my staff is gonna be fucking good. I'm gonna go down. I'm like, okay, you're gonna pay me $10 million. All right, I want you to take $1 million of that and give it to my assistant coaches. I want 2, maybe 3 good assistant coaches. Let me make it $10 million. I'm gonna make $7 million. Give it to my assistant coaches. And I'm gonna take get Luke Walton. I'll just mention name John Lucas. And some people that even like James Worthy. I'm like guys who have experience that's played. I want no fucking coach.
And why don't you just clean out Spectrum? Jeez, man. Shit.
Okay, Byron Scott defense.
That's it, man. Forget it. Spectrum ain't going to have a TV broadcast next year.
I guarantee you, everybody I'll have on my staff has played at a high level, has been to the finals, and don't give a shit what these little punk-ass kids going to say, oh, I ain't working today because I'm hurt. You're going to get your ass out here and fucking practice today. And you ain't going to care about no superstar like whoever, LeBron, AD, whoever it is, Ant-Man, you're going to get your fucking ass out here and practice today. If you don't want to practice, we ain't going to be good, because the only way a team is going to get better is if you practice.
Okay.
Well, I'll say this. You leverage, you take whatever leverage you have when it comes to negotiation, because,
You want to be one of my assistant coaches? I'm going to shoot you $1 million too.
I just want to start getting paid to do this show. That's all I care about. That's all I care about.
I'll take either or. Matter of fact, I don't care what you need me to do. Just give me enough money so I can move out to L.A.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Rob's trying to come to the South. You're trying to go to L.A. This whole thing is fun.
I'm saying if he was the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. Then if you're going to hire me, because I'm pretty sure there are no remote jobs that are of that franchise.
That's called scouting.
Sure. I look into that. I'd strongly consider it.
No way. Ain't nobody can have any respect for my tiny ass, so no, I'm good. You keep me on the podcast.
You be head of my PR. You be head of PR.
Hey, that's fine. I can do that. I can do media relations or some shit. Come on. Gee, now all of a sudden I'm Dwight Howard singing for my supper. Call me Jeannie. Call me Jeannie. Jeannie, give me one more.
Now, I think the Lakers' best bet is to do whatever they can to sign Ty Lue. I think they got to do. I think that's their number one option. Mm-hmm. If they know Ty Lue has some real interest, I think they do whatever they can.
See, I think you're going to get into a bidding war with Steve Ballmer.
Yeah.
My thing is, if I'm Steve Ballmer, why haven't I gone ahead? The Mavericks went ahead and signed Jason Kidd
in the middle of the playoffs.
Yeah.
So you're still going. Go ahead.
So why haven't you done the same thing?
The funny part is, like, Ty Lue's probably like, y'all gave Bud how much? $10 million? Oh, hell yeah. Ah, man, I ain't got to do no negotiation. I'm firing my agent right now. I don't need you because I know exactly how much I'm about to make. Give me $10 more than Bud.
So I really think the Lakers, that's their number one choice. Number one is seeing if they can pry Ty Lue from down the hall.
Well,
I agree.
Across the freeway now.
Oh, yeah.
Down the street, but nonetheless, yeah. I mean, I agree. I think that's if you had to pick an ideal world, that's who they'd want, right?
But this works out best for Ty Lue, though. Think about it.
He's about to get
rumors about
paid.
him going to the Lakers. And
he's about to get paid either way, man.
He's sitting in the middle like.
Either he can stay put or he can leave and get paid. Either way. But the thing is, too, you got to look, if you're Ty Lue, where's the longest tenure for you? Do you stay with the Clippers and hope that you have a healthy Kawhi, that Paul George sticks around, that you have a core, or do you try to roll the dice with the Lakers, who you may have 2 more years of LeBron?
If I'm Ty Lue, I roll to the Lakers.
Okay.
Just for the sense that, you got to think, even though I think Steve Ballmer is a better name to attach yourself to, but for as a better team to attach yourself to, it's Lakers and the Clippers. I know you got the lure of that new arena. You got, but those guys just can't stay healthy, man. And I know you probably, the competitiveness and the pride, like, oh, we got the team. We just need to stay healthy. Because think about it. They got the team. They just need to stay healthy, but you can't stay healthy. And I know you probably say, what about AD? Shit, AD, I think, is broken that mold. He's fine now. He's going to be healthy for the rest of his career, hopefully. Knock on wood. But I'd take the Laker job.
Okay. Just more high profile?
Yeah.
All right, I like it.
But then again, you got an agent LeBron.
Well, I mean,
how many more years he going to be there?
I'll tell you that Shams had the best look ahead into the future for me. Because he was on McAfee's show. And he said, you got to look at the 25-26 season. Would be LeBron's 23rd year in the league. He's obviously wearing 23. And the All-Star game that year is in L.A. So if that's your final year, you get to do full-on 23rd year in the league, All-Star game in your building, and you get to do the LeBron farewell tour all year, and you never have to leave your backyard to do it. I feel like that, and that's 2 years. So you got probably logistically 2 strong years of LeBron James left. And then you get to kind of go out on your own note, played 23 seasons, all-time scoring leader. During your All-Star game in your building, hurrah, on into the sunset. I thought that was a perfect, that lines up about right. You know what I mean?
That would be a good scenario.
Yeah. And if, huge if, the Lakers try to draft Bronny, you get the opportunity to play with your kid in L.A. And, I feel like that would be the sunset moment for him. I think to play beyond that would be bananas. We mentioned the Hawks winning the draft lottery. They had a 3% chance of that ball getting pulled to get the number 1 overall pick. And, of course, they do it in a year where there's no high-profile talent on the board because that's Atlanta. And why wouldn't we get the number 1 pick on a year where we don't know anything about anybody? The one that everyone's talking about is Alexander Sarr.
The French kid?
Yeah, no, Australian kid.
Australian?
19. He averaged 9.4, 4.5 rebounds, 1.5 blocks for Perth in Australia's National Basketball Association this summer.
Dude, I want you to think about what you just said. He's playing where?
Yeah, in Australia. Averaging less than 10 points a game. And less than 1 assist, and 4.5 rebounds. And he's your number one prospect.
How in the hell is he the number 1 prospect, man? He's playing in Australia. Not the G League, and averaging 9 points, man, and 4 rebounds.
It's like everything is. What is he, 7'1"?
Yeah, 7'1".
Do you have blocks on there?
Do we what?
Does he have blocks for his stats?
Yeah, 1.5 blocks.
In Australia.
He began attracting interest from the NBA scouts after he played in 2 exhibition games in the G League. Showing athleticism with high-rising dunks, shot blocking, rebounding, and he guarded much shorter players very well. There's a growing belief that he's going to be the number 1 pick. There's also a growing belief that the Hawks are going to move on from Trae Young this summer. So I don't know if that's the move, but
there's we'll see what the Hawks do now that they landed this number 1 pick. I think this was the best case scenario for them in this kind of draft, even though it's not a very high-profile draft. It is still the number 1 overall pick. We're going to see what they do with this, whether they actually pick Alex Sarr, or if they try to package this thing with somebody and trade to try to get a star back or try to get somebody back to help either Trey or help DeJounte. I don't think both Trey and DeJounte are going to be here in Atlanta to start
I don't think so.
the 24-25 season. I think you're only going to have one of them. If I had to call it, it's easier, quote-unquote, to trade DeJounte than it is for them to trade Trey, just because Trey is averaging 27 and 11. Even though outside of the star power, I think I like DeJounte a little better. I just don't – I don't know at the moment. I really don't know. But I think the Hawks are in a good position to try to now figure out – try to get this team to another level and how they're going to mold and build this team out. I don't know how they're going to do it. You keep talking – we keep hearing the Spurs being brought up. If Trey is traded, he'll go to the Spurs. Well, what the Spurs going to give you – the Hawks at least going to want 3 first-round picks for Trey, and they're going to want more. So
yeah, we'll see what they do with it.
You just don't know. The draft is what, June 26th?
I don't know.
It's late June, I believe.
Something like that.
So
Yeah. Does it really matter?
Yeah. No, we'll see.
I mean, it matters
Again.
here because you just don't know. No one thought they had a 3.5% chance of landing the number 1 pick.
Yeah, and they got it. They got it. We'll see what they do with it. Again, in a year where there's no notable talent, of course Atlanta gets the number 1 pick. That's how it works. Let's do audio of the week real quick, then we'll do Big Shot, and we'll play our game. Audio of the week. Did you hear this during Luka Doncic's press conference? Somebody stepped up to ask Luka a question. Apparently they forgot to turn some audio off on their phone.
I think I did hear this live.
Yeah, and this is what we got.
We were knocking down shots. We were open shots, so just our sharing the ball and our energy was great.
What do you think? Okay, moving on.
I hope that's not live.
Dog. I did hear that live.
Well, one more time. Just listen to the background audio here.
We were knocking down shots. We were open shots, so just our sharing the ball and our energy was great.
What do you think? Okay.
Just like someone had, Pornhub or something open on their phone and held their phone up to probably record audio and didn't realize it was, and just moaning, just sex moaning coming from the back of Luka's press
I thought
conference.
someone had fell when I was listening because I was doing NBA TV and I heard that. I thought someone had fell.
Oh, she fell.
Like,
yeah, she fell. Yeah, she fell right onto someone's dick, right onto it. It's a real bummer.
Jeez.
I heard that. I was like, okay, yeah, maybe that's not what I think I heard. Yeah.
No, she fell. You're right. Let's just say she fell. But yeah, that's your audio. And Luka's response was perfect though, because he got all wide-eyed and then he just kind of put his head down like this, like, oh.
I hope that wasn't live.
What the hell are you people doing to me? Like, it's bad enough. We're fighting our lives for our lives here. All right, Big Shot of the week is going to go to Sylvia and Paolo Pavolo. Here's why. Back on the 4th of July in 2002, they had quintuplets for the Alabama grads in the room. That's 5 children. 5 children, and they're getting Big Shot of the week because this week, in fact on Monday, all 5 children graduated from Montclair State University at the same time on the same day. All 5 of them.
Hold on. They had to get
They had
to get some help.
They had help from the school. They had some grants and some other things that helped them get those kids through college. But Big Shot of the week to the parents who made sure they did whatever they had to do, that all 5 of those quintuplets got to go to college and graduate. Now, the funny thing is, all 5 of them, completely different majors, completely different career paths, but they all graduated this past Monday on the same day at the same time. And that's freaking dope. So Big Shot of the week to the folks to making that happen. What's that?
Any of them look alike?
Well, yeah, they're quintuplets. The girl, I mean, they're not identical, but the boys look a lot alike. The 2 girls, one of them has glasses, one of them doesn't, so they look a little bit different. But, again, quintuplets, all 5 of them graduated at the same time.
That's crazy.
That's just cool. I like that. It's a good story. All right, we'll wrap it up quickly here with a game. We're going to play Shot Clock. As a reminder, Shot Clock is I'm going to give you guys a topic. We'll start with Robert Ory. You just have to tell me how many of you can guess in 10 seconds. And then Harp can either say go for it or he can try to outbid you and guess more until somebody just says go ahead, do it. So, like, for instance, first question.
He's a lot.
We've got the official green light on Jurassic World 4. I don't know why they're making a fourth Jurassic World movie, but why the hell not?
Bruh.
Let's make a fourth one. In 10 seconds, how many dinosaurs can you name?
3.
All right, Rob says 3. Harp, can you do 4?
Yeah, I can do 4.
Harp can do 4. Rob, can
Go
you do
ahead,
5?
'cause I
Oh,
only
no,
know
he just
3.
bails quickly. All right, 10 seconds on the clock. Harp, go.
T-Rex, Triceratops, Pterodactyl, Velociraptor.
There you go. Drilled it from the corner. I like it.
What's the one with the ears that come out and go?
Oh, I don't
You know.
Oh, I don't remember the name of that. That's the one that ate.
Hold on. It starts with a D.
You're right. It's
A Dilophosaurus.
You're absolutely right.
Freaking nerd.
Yeah, you are a nerd, but that's the one it's easy to remember. That's the one that ate Newman.
Yeah, he ate his fat behind when he was rolling down in that rain.
That's right. He ate Newman. Jerry Seinfeld's favorite dinosaur. He freaking ate Newman. All right, let's go to B-Dog. We had a kerfuffle this week. We talked about Shaq and Uncle Shannon over league MVPs. Shaq, of course, took the opportunity to remind everybody he has 3 finals MVPs, damn it. So he only has 1 league MVP, but 3 finals MVPs. So excluding the big fella, how many finals, excluding the big fella, how many finals MVPs can you name?
7?
All right, you can do 7 in 10 seconds. Rob, can you do 8?
I don't know if I can do 7 in 10.
Well, I just said how many can you do in 10 seconds.
Okay, my bad.
You change your fucking
7,
rules.
No,
it's fine.
you're right.
Can you do 8, Rob?
I'm gonna go 8.
Rob can do 8. Harp, can you do 9?
Go ahead. This
All
is 10
right.
seconds.
Robert Ory, 10 seconds. 8 finals MVPs, go.
Dream, Kobe, LeBron, AD, Curry, Greek Freak, Jordan.
Nope. You're 7.
Jordan,
Or 6.
Jordan at the buzzer, 6.
No, I said more than 6.
No, yeah, I know, but one of them wasn't on there.
Who?
Who'd you say?
You said AD.
Yeah, AD. AD never won.
I said KD.
Oh, KD. I thought you said AD.
KD.
All right,
no,
so that was
KD.
That's still
that
not
was-
enough.
That was 8.
still not enough.
That was 8.
No, that was 7.
That was 8.
Which ones did he get, Rob?
You said Steph. You said LeBron. You said KD. You said Greek Freak. You said Dream. Jordan.
And that's when the buzzer hit.
And there was one more before the buzzer. It was 7.
Yeah.
No,
you didn't
but
get 8. You
No,
got
it's one
It was
more.
7. No, it was 7.
I promise you, bro. That buzzer hit at that point because it was a pause somewhere.
Yeah, it was a pause when I was thinking about all the finals. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, even still. All right. All right, Rob, you're up first this time. The WNBA season tips off tonight. A lot of buzz around Caitlin Clark. Of course, the attendance numbers are on the rise. In 10 seconds, how many WNBA teams can you name?
4.
Harp, can you do 5?
Yeah, I can do 5.
Rob, can you do 6?
No.
No, you cannot. All right, Harp, 10 seconds. You got 5 WNBA teams.
Yeah, the Fever, the Aces, the Sky, the Liberty, the Sparks, the Mercury.
Oh, wow. Okay. Just show
And
off.
even the
The Dream, right there in Atlanta.
Yeah, I forgot about the Dream, but I got 5. And even the new one, the
Oh, yeah, they just announced it. The Golden State Valkyries.
Valkyries. Yeah.
That's the new one now. Yeah, it's going to be the new team, the Golden State Valkyries.
I'm sorry, Dream, I didn't include y'all. It's just the ones that were.
That's
I was on the plane with them yesterday.
with the
Oh,
Atlanta
the
Dream? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Well, all teams are now getting their own chartered flights now, aren't they?
No, they didn't.
Yeah, but I think that there's like 25 million or something that's going toward chartered. I don't know when it starts though.
I think it has a lot to do with how many people on your staff. Because think about it, if you're only traveling with like 20 people, do you really want a charter plane for 20 people?
That's going to cost a lot of money for 20
Yeah.
people. Just
I just threw that number out there. I don't know how many people are involved in a WNBA. franchise, but
they were showing. I think it was a Caitlin Clark or somebody that was going
Yeah, I saw
through and
footage.
showing
Yeah.
everybody on their charter.
Yeah, that was Indiana.
Yeah, that was Indiana's. So, All right, B-Dog. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is being re-released in theaters this week. Over the last couple of months, they've been re-releasing all the OG Spider-Man movies, which is pretty fun. In 10 seconds, how many Spider-Man villains can you name?
I think I can do 9.
9 in 10 seconds.
Whoa!
Rob, are you going to go ahead and let that happen?
Damn, I'm trying to think real quick.
Can you do 10?
Shit.
That's a tall order, man. 9.
I you know what? Because I'm a huge Spider-Man fan.
I
And
thought
just
Rob
can't
would
let-
get this one.
I can't let B-Dog take me out with 9, so I'm going to have to try 10.
B-Dog, can you do 11?
In 10 seconds?
Yeah.
I could probably only match him with 10 in 10 seconds, but I don't know if I can get 11 in 10.
All right, Rob, you got to do 10 in 10 seconds.
Rob was hoping I was going to say yeah.
Here we go. Go for it.
Venom, Shocker, Goblin, Electro, Doc Ock, Kingpin, Carnage, Rhino, Green Goblin, Hobgoblin.
He got 10.
You got 10,
He got
man.
10.
Damn.
Vulture.
Good for you. I have never been more proud of you.
Yeah. I thought I was doing
was like,
something with my 9.
No, the funny part, because I played that game Marvels, and I was just looking at I was just looking at it
Going through them
yesterday
all.
on the plane. It was like, damn, because I was asking myself who has the most villains.
Well,
I'm thinking,
I'll give you this one. So who has the better gallery of villains, Spider-Man or Batman? Because there's a
Batman.
lot of really good Batman villains.
I think Batman. Because
Think
you think
Batman's
about
got a better
Spider-
roster of villains?
Yeah, because you think about Venom and Carnage, they kind of come from the same thing. And then you think about Goblin, Norman Osborn,
Yeah,
all those
Harry and
people
Norman,
are pretty
yeah.
much the same thing. And think of like Electro and Shocker, ain't they like really the same people?
Well, they're not. No.
I know, but yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. They do the same thing.
Yeah.
Electro.
And I forgot about the favorite one, Sandman. I just totally forgot
Sandman's
about
a good one. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think Spider-Man's probably got a better. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Batman's got a lot of really good villains.
him. Yeah.
All right, last question to Rob. Are all of our out of the postseason NBA stars are now gearing up to represent America in the Summer Olympics, which is coming up in Paris in 10 seconds. How many Summer Olympic sports can you name?
Sports?
Sports. General,
6.
you can win a gold medal in this. You can do 6?
Yeah.
Okay, Harp, can you do 7?
I think I can do 7.
Rob, can you do 8?
Let me let him have 7.
Oh, you're going to have 7. All right, Harp, 10 sports that you can
But
medal
here-
in.
7.
Go for it.
This is the.
Oh, sorry. What?
I had a question
Okay, go ahead.
because you said you can medal in.
Yeah, there are Summer Olympic sports, meaning they're games that you will play during the Summer Olympics.
So let me ask you this question: if I say sprint, hurdles, is that like
Oh, he trying to look at him.
that? You medal because one can be this and that. So all right, I pass. I'm gonna pass. I'm not going.
All right, Harp. What is it? 7?
I think 7.
7. Go for it.
It was
Swimming, golf, fencing, rowing, weightlifting, soccer, boxing, table tennis.
All right,
Really?
Basketball was
Oh
the
yeah,
one.
Really?
But hold on. Wait. The only wait. Time out. And I knew basketball. The only reason I didn't say basketball because I thought he was going to end up saying without naming basketball.
No, I didn't say that.
Okay, it's
though,
true.
but that's okay. That's fine. No, it's all right. It's all good.
Okay.
It doesn't
That was
matter.
good, man. I forgot about table
You
tennis.
got a lot of them.
Is baseball considered this summer? That's like a different one.
No, baseball and softball's on there.
Yeah.
Gymnastics, archery, fencing. The new ones, by the way. Flag football, skateboarding,
Yep.
and breakdancing.
Hey, I thought they had ultimate frisbee too.
I did not see that on the list. If they have ultimate frisbee, but they
Look
might.
at him telling me. I've never heard a black man say fencing.
Fencing.
That's one of the first ones out of his mouth.
Huzzah!
I've seen it. But see, with the Olympics, it's one of the things you got to start thinking outside of the box because it's not just your. Like I've seen the table tennis, I've seen the fencing, I've seen all
You
that.
got you got to cover all the white guy sports too. You know what I mean?
Well, heck, that's most of them.
Track and field.